Well, as we have witnessed, I believe the diplomacy has have been failed, and the efforts. I believe I can say that it's fruitless and the unproductive. Considering the declarations by the leaders and by the foreign ministers of all sides of the European capitals, and when we look at the declarations from United States and Russia, we can clearly see that the parties wouldn't be able to find a middle way and wouldn't be able to find a solution, diplomatic solution for this escalation, because when we look at the Russian demands, when we look at the Russian security guarantees that is proposed to United States and NATO, we can easily say that those proposals, designed not to be accepted by the other parties, because if NATO accept those guarantees, then we can say that then we can talk about the existence of NATO. It will be a direct challenge to the existence of NATO. So none of the side, neither United States nor NATO, can accept those security guarantees. So when the diplomacy fails, Russia says that they can take the necessary steps to maintain, to reinforce its security against NATO and against Ukraine. So at that case, at that time, then when we look at the issues, when we look at the situation in the border, we see very alarming build-up. So what I say alarming, as you also mentioned in the news, Russia has been deploying towards the Belarusian border. But those deployments are not for, especially for military exercises, because when we look at those deployments, we see that Russia has been deploying tactical battalion groups. These are the groups that is specifically task forces created by the task forces towards a military campaign. So when we look at the military build-up, it's very alarming, and I would say a military operation from the Russian side is very much on the table. But I can say that to be on the safe side, I don't say that it's certain, it's contingent, but I believe Russian side has been considering the military options, but the military build-up hasn't ready, but it will be ready after the 10th February, I would say. Easily draw Russia into a war, so it can be a legitimate basis for the Russian operation, for the possible Russian operation. And as you also said, the deployment towards the Belarusian border, but also the other part of the Ukrainian border, especially the north part of the Kharkiv, is very problematic and very alarming. And also when we look at the other possibilities, when we look at the possible operation towards the Odessa and from the Crimea, they all are on the table. And when we look at the military build-up, it indicates that Russia can easily initiate an operation that can encircle Kiev all the way around. So it's very problematic. But that operation wouldn't be necessarily an invasion. Those are the two separate things that people very much mixed that up. But they are very much different. And in Russia, according to the current military build-up, and when we say current military build-up, along with the hardwares and other technical operations, we see that there is at least 75 to 80 tactical battalion groups. These are very alarming, and they all are stationed all through the Ukrainian border from the Russian side, and Russia can easily initiate, and it can initiate, as you said, from Donbas, but it can at the same time simultaneously initiate from the Belarusian border, from Kharkiv, and from Odessa and Crimea at the same time. So it's very, very alarming, and we should consider that it is on the table, and we should take the necessary steps according to that. And I want to underline that Russia considers a military operation at this phase.
Yeah.